The Balloon Boy Hoax, a tale of fame-seeking deception in Fort Collins, Colorado. On October 15, 2009, millions of Americans were glued to their television screens, gripped by a dramatic spectacle unfolding in Fort Collins, Colorado. A homemade, silver, UFO-shaped helium balloon was soaring thousands of feet above the ground, and authorities reported that a 6-year-old boy named Falcon Heen was trapped inside. The event, broadcast live across the nation, sparked widespread fear and fascination as emergency services, including the Colorado National Guard and local police, scrambled to save the boy. But what seemed like a terrifying accident was soon revealed to be an elaborate hoax orchestrated by Falcon's parents, Richard and Mayumi Heen, in a desperate bid for fame and a reality TV deal. The incident unfolds. The saga began around 11 a.m. on October 15, 2009, when Richard Heen, a handyman and amateur scientist, called the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, to report that a large helium-filled balloon in his family's backyard had become untethered. He claimed that his youngest son, Falcon, had climbed into the balloon's small plywood and cardboard basket before it took off, based on what Falcon's older brother reportedly told him. Minutes later, Richard contacted KUSA-TV, a local news station, requesting a helicopter to track the balloon's flight path. Mayumi Heen followed up with a 911 call, amplifying the urgency of the situation. The balloon, described as a 20-foot wide saucer-like craft made of plastic tarps, aluminum foil, and duct tape, was now drifting at altitudes up to 7,000 feet across northern Colorado. The incident quickly escalated into a national emergency. The Colorado National Guard deployed 2 helicopters, and Denver International Airport briefly halted flights as the balloon entered its airspace. News outlets, including CNN and Fox News, broadcast live footage of the balloon's surreal 50-mile journey, with commentators like Fox News' Shepard Smith expressing dread. "You see those power lines down there and it just makes your stomach turn? We believe there is a little boy in this balloon. A 6-year-old child. A first grader." Authorities and viewers feared Falcon was in grave danger, unable to see out or control the flimsy craft. At around 1:35 p.m., the balloon landed in a field near Keensburg, Colorado, about 12 miles northeast of Denver International Airport. Rescue teams rushed to the site, only to find the basket empty. Panic intensified as authorities speculated that Falcon might have fallen out during the flight, prompting a massive ground search of the surrounding areas, including a wooded area, a reservoir, and a local park. Hours later, the stunning revelation came. Falcon was found safe, hiding in a box in the attic above the family's garage in Fort Collins, where he had been the entire time. Cracks in the story. Relief quickly turned to suspicion. That evening, the Heen family, Richard, Mayumi, Falcon, and their older sons, Ryo and Bradford, appeared on CNN's Larry King Live with Wolf Blitzer. During the interview, Blitzer asked Falcon why he hadn't come out of hiding when his parents called his name. The 6-year-old's response was damning. "You guys said that, we did this for the show?" The comment raised immediate red flags, suggesting the incident was staged for publicity. Skepticism had already been brewing among reporters at the Heen residence. According to the Coloradoan, journalists questioned whether the lightweight balloon, constructed from flimsy materials like plywood, cardboard, string, and duct tape, could even lift a 37-pound child like Falcon. Experts later confirmed the balloon's design made it highly unlikely to carry such a load, further fueling doubts about the Heen's story. The hoax unravels. On October 18, 2009, Larimer County Sheriff Jim Alderden announced that the incident was a hoax, describing it as a publicity stunt designed to make the Heen family more marketable for future media interests. Investigations revealed that Richard and Mayumi had planned the stunt for at least 2 weeks, instructing their 3 sons to lie to authorities and the media. Mayumi confessed in a videotaped interview that she knew Falcon was hiding in the attic all along, and an affidavit later revealed she had kept detailed notes outlining the plan, which she shared with her attorney to mitigate her legal consequences. The Heens' motive was rooted in their pursuit of fame. The family had previously appeared on ABC's Wife Swap twice, where they were portrayed as eccentric alien buffs obsessed with science and foes, with Richard described as a storm-chasing inventor with a chaotic parenting style. Facing financial struggles during the Great Recession, with Richard's home renovation business and Mayumi's video editing work drying up, the couple saw the balloon stunt as a way to generate buzz for a potential reality TV show. Richard had been pitching science-based show ideas to producers, and a runaway balloon with a child supposedly inside was meant to capture national attention. Legal consequences. On November 13, 2009, Richard Heen pleaded guilty to a felony charge of attempting to influence a public servant, while Mayumi pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge of false reporting to authorities. At their sentencing on December 23, 2009, Larimer County Judge Stephen Shapansky condemned the couple for exploiting their children and manipulating public emotions for profit. Richard was sentenced to 90 days in jail, including 60 days on work release, 100 hours of community service, and 4 years of probation. He was also ordered to pay $36,000 in restitution to cover the costs of the search effort, which involved local police, the National Guard, and the FAA, totaling at least $62,000. Mayumi received 20 days in an alternative sentencing program, serving 10 weekends of community service to ensure their children were cared for. The couple was barred from profiting from the hoax for several years. The Heen's attorney, David Lane, argued that Richard took the plea to protect Mayumi, a Japanese citizen, from potential deportation, claiming prosecutors had threatened to pursue harsher charges against her if he didn't comply. Despite their guilty pleas, the Heens maintained their innocence, with Richard later insisting to $5,280 magazine in 2019 that the incident was not a hoax and that he genuinely believed Falcon was in the balloon. Mayumi similarly told ABC News that her confession was coerced due to fears of deportation and her limited English proficiency. Aftermath and pardon. The fallout was significant. The Heens moved from Colorado to Florida in 2010, and later to New York, where they worked on restoring a farmhouse. Richard's felony conviction hindered his ability to secure a general contractor's license, impacting his livelihood. In 2020, Colorado Governor Jared Polis pardoned Richard and Mayumi, stating, "We are all ready to move past the spectacle from a decade ago that wasted the precious time and resources of law enforcement officials and the general public." The pardon cleared their criminal records, allowing Richard to pursue professional opportunities like obtaining a contractor's license. Polis emphasized that the couple had paid the price in the eyes of the public and deserved to move on. Legacy and media reflection. The Balloon Boy hoax remains one of the most infamous media frenzies in recent history, captivating audiences with its blend of high-stakes drama and eventual betrayal. A 2025 Netflix documentary, Trainwreck, Balloon Boy, directed by Gillian Potter, revisits the incident with new interviews from the Heen family, exploring the motivations and consequences of their actions. The event highlighted the power of live television to amplify a fabricated crisis and raised questions about the lengths some will go to for fame in the reality TV era. As Denver 7 reflected in 2023, it became a silly story, but at the time was very serious, underscoring the emotional toll on viewers who feared for a child's life only to learn they had been deceived. The Heen family's stunt, while initially successful in garnering attention, ultimately backfired, leaving them with legal consequences, public scorn, and a lasting legacy as the architects of a hoax that fooled a nation.